Using a flash is a challenging aspect of using light in photography. Today we're going to be photographing our model indoors with very little light, which will require us to use artificial light to properly expose our images. There are two types of flashes we're going to use today. The first is an onboard flash that's built right into the camera. With this type of flash, we're limited to the direction of the light. Also, the onboard flash is limited in power. An alternative to the onboard flash is the external flash. The external flash can be placed on the camera or on a light stand somewhere else in the room. The external flash is larger and will provide much more light than the onboard flash. With the onboard flash, the light will only be able to come from one direction. The flash is connected to the camera, so the light will always come from the same angle. Now, this type of lighting is called front lighting. Front lighting is flat and usually eliminates much of the detail that gives a subject its character. It fills in all of the shadowed areas with light and gives the image less depth, so they'll be difficult to see. As we take a few pictures of Lauren with the onboard flash, we'll see that the light is harsh and unflattering. We'll see that the direction and quality of the light make it difficult to see the smooth, even skin tones and the depth of her facial features. To help control the quality of light coming from the onboard flash, we can use a flash diffuser. A flash diffuser can look like this, or it can look completely different. All that matters is that it softens the light. Diffused light is much softer and more flattering when you're taking pictures of people. The diffuser made such a difference in the quality of light from the onboard flash. It made the highlights a little softer and the shadows a little more smooth. We can see detail in our highlight areas as well as our shadowed areas. Although the light is still very flat, the satin look of the skin is much more of what we're looking for. An external flash can be attached to the camera with the hot shoe or with a cord. Many external flashes can also be triggered wirelessly. When the flash doesn't have to be attached to the camera, it can be placed anywhere in the room, which will provide interesting and directional light. The external flash allows us to create a better angle for the light, but it can still be a harsh, unflattering light with the same quality as the onboard flash. An external flash can be diffused in the same way that we diffused an onboard flash. As we said earlier, diffused light is softer and more flattering when we're taking pictures of people. Another advantage of an external flash is that many of them can pivot and tilt so that they can be aimed toward a wall or ceiling. It's much more versatile than an onboard flash and will allow you to create a greater range of lighting situations. When a flash is directed toward a wall or a ceiling, the light will bounce off the surface and fall softly back onto the subject. Bounced light looks much more natural than direct flash because it comes from a similar direction and intensity as natural light. So let's take a few pictures. As we can see, the bounced light is much more flattering than the direct flash. It's softer and the extreme highlights and shadows are eliminated. Using your flash isn't always as easy as just switching it on and taking a picture. All flash units have a range. Flash range refers to the distance where your flash is the most effective. Most onboard flashes have a range of approximately 3.5 to 14 feet. Check your user manual to find the range for your flash. Let's take some pictures using our camera's onboard flash to show the importance of flash range. A great way to learn the limits of the flash's range is to experiment. Now, if we have Lauren stand a little too close to the camera, she'll be too bright or overexposed in the image. Now we'll have Lauren stand a little too far away from the camera and we'll take a few pictures. When the flash is too far away, Lauren will be too dark or underexposed in the image. In the first image, we can see that there is very little detail in Lauren's face because the flash was so bright and intense on her face. The second image has very little detail as well, but it's because the image is too dark and the flash didn't reach her face. Finally, we'll have Lauren stand at an appropriate distance from the camera and the onboard flash, and these images will be properly exposed with detail in the shadows and the highlights. This image has great exposure. The highlights are bright but do not lose detail, and the shadows are nice and dark but still rich with detail. By controlling the light source, the photographer has a lot of say in the outcome of the final image. Keep in mind the direction of light as well as the quality of light to achieve the look and feel you desire.